Yeah. Okay, so good morning everyone and welcome back in today's class. Okay, maybe for the next few minutes we will just be having a conversation like that only. Okay, I guess it's connected. Let me see and I'll join. Okay. Okay. So now my point is that today we are going to be discuss a topic called the domain separation. Okay, what do you mean by the word domain separation? Anybody from you travel via any Uber or Ola anytime? Definitely yes. Maybe you travel to some restaurant, airport, or intercity or somewhere. Okay. When you hire or when you book any cab, you pay for that. And you consider that this is my car. It is up to me where I want to be taking this car because you're paying for the same. I'm 100% sure on that, but you're paying for the same. So you think no, it's my car. So where I want, I will take this car to the place. But now think from the other perspective. When you were student, you always think from your in your mind, why should I spend more money? Cannot we share the one cab, right? Cannot we share the one cab and go to my destination? The destination can be a restaurant, can be a school, can be a home, can be a college, can be a hostel, anything. But generally we have this thing in our mind that why not I book a cab which can be shared by 4 people. The logic is simple. You think that you are saving some money on top of that, right? It's you think. You evaluate. If I go alone, I need to pay 600 rupees. But if I book a shared cab, I need to pay approximately 400 rupees. It will take time because maybe my route is something different. So they will drop me a little late. But I will able to save 200 rupees. But when you sit in the cab, you have something in your mind. Nobody should able to touch my luggage. Nobody should able to see my WhatsApp chatting. If you're talking to someone on the WhatsApp or talking to someone on the call, no one should listen your chat. No one should listen your conversation. Correct? Correct, right? So in this case, what is happening actually? In this case, I am are 3 different people to whom I don't know. I'm not sure that who is sitting to the next to the driver's seat, who is sitting to next to me, but all are the shared one. Everybody shared there. Everybody pay their amount and enjoy the journey. That is the only thing, right? So now in this case, what will happen to the cab driver? How he will make sure that you guys should not able to see anyone else data. You should not able to see anyone else luggage. You should not know each other where your destination. Maybe Tanvi say my destination is my hostel. Arun also sitting in the same cab. He said, no, I'm going to be pub. Maybe Dhanashi said, no, I'm going to be home. But you should not able to know these things beforehand until the other person will get a drop before you. Clear till this point? Any doubt? Any question? Anyone?
Yes, sir, no doubt.
Let me try to join from phone laptop. Give me a minute. Okay. Now you're able to hear me, right?
Yes, sir.
Just okay, good. Let me share my screen as well. Okay. So this concept also applicable in ServiceNow as well. Okay. And we call this concept as a domain separation. Let me open my notepad. I logged a little early today, but due to this network issue, things go in the wrong manner. Okay. So we call this concept as a domain separation. Few major points which we discuss here. Number one, A should not able to see B data. Number two, A should not able to access B data. Right? But before that, definitely this is my requirement. See, whenever you travel via train or flight, you book just one seat in that. You did not book the complete train. You did not book the complete flight, right? You just book one seat. On that seat, you are master. You want to drive by the way you want, you can drive that way. Okay. So what ServiceNow says specifically here that I will have one instance. And that have customer A, customer B, customer C. Now, if I convert this example into the layman language, anyone who stay in PG, maybe earlier, anyone paying guest or maybe kind of these things, or maybe someone rented out his or her flat as a PG. Okay, so in PG, what happened? Suppose I have my 4 BHK. Okay, I said that I want to rent out this 4 BHK. Okay, it means that in every room, one person will stay. Room A, room B, room C, room D. They have a common washroom. They have a common hall. They have a common kitchen. They have a common balcony. Okay, but everybody need to be pay for the same. So what these 4 people call? These called the tenant for me. They are my tenant who are staying in my house. He behave like owner only for the room he is in staying. Tenant A don't want that tenant B can enter in his room without his permission. Tenant B don't want that tenant A can enter in his room without his permission or can see what available in his room. Right? These are the normal thoughts in mind. I don't want you guys come to my room. You guys come to my house. You cannot see. Should not see my bedroom because you don't have that authority there. Okay. So how the ServiceNow work domain separation? Let me open that link here. There's a one picture is there which tell you each and everything. But before that, again, now I am coming from the consulting perspective. Before you enable this thing, what I can say, domain separation, you have to be answer few of the questions. You need to be asked few of the question to your customer, boss, why you need the domain separation? Tell me. When you are a student, you go and ask for the PG because you know in PG it will be little cheap. Why? Because no need to be worry about the food. Food will be given to you on time, you have to just pay for the same. In PG, you can take a separate room and you can be study there. People prefer PG because it is little secure. You have people around you. Maybe I say, no, I don't want a PG. I will take my separate 1 BHK. In that case, I have to pay more. I have to arrange my food every time. And in night, if something happened wrong with me, nobody will be around so that I can call and get the things done. So these are the points which you need to be think before you go for the domain separation. So ServiceNow give this point. Okay. Domain separation is best for the customer who need to enforce absolute data segregation. Like I am using in my company, I have a IT, I have a finance, I have a HR. Okay. I want everybody should use the same system. But I don't want that IT team can see the HR data, HR team can see the finance data, finance team can see the IT data. That is the one point. Customized business process definition means at every place, in every area, in every domain, you want to put a separate processes. You want to customize the processes. Let's say example. In my let's go here. Okay. Let's take in the room 1. Arun is staying in the room 2. Arun says, I want a safety door at in my room. What is he's asking? He's asking for the customization. In my 2 BHK, I have a safety door, but on the main door. But Arun says, no, I want safety door in my, outside my room as well. So in this case, it is asking for the pure customization. He says, this is fine, I'm happy, but I want another safety door at my room. Okay, so that is the second point you have to be asked. Maintain some global processes. Okay, now if I come to this point, I said that everyone who want to enter in my flat will be enter only and only via main door. What this means? This means that I am giving them a standard or the global process. Nobody can come from the balcony. Nobody can come from the window. Everybody need to become. Either it is your guest, girlfriend, boyfriend, anyone who want to become should become only and only via the main door. That is my global process. Okay. Now you want to be taking them into your room or not? That is up to you. I am giving you the living room as well. So that is a concept of the global processes. Separate data between process, service provider, customer, partner. This is basically coming the data segregation part. Okay. So if these 5 questions has an answer yes, then you will go for the domain separation. Otherwise, no. Otherwise, no need to be go for the domain separation. Okay, let me find out one more document here. Generally, I follow this thing. Let me see if this is helpful for us not. Not this one. Maybe I need to be find out that link and will share with you. But you guys can go through this particular link as well. Simple. You will get it easily in the ServiceNow doc. Now, how ServiceNow design the domain separation? Let me open this image. Okay. ServiceNow says that I have a domain called the top domain. I have a domain called the top domain here. Okay. Under top, I have a child domain. Child means, and top means this is my 2 BHK. Okay, this is my 2 BHK. Under 2 BHK, I have a 2 rooms. Rooms means my this thing. Customers. Arun and Prashant. Customer. Okay. And under that, Arun has other security points. Only my friends can come. My relative can come and my family can come. Now the point is that how Arun room will know that who is his friend and who is his family member. Suppose I put a safety door for Arun on the outside the Arun's room, and that safety door is a digital lock. You have to be give a number, and then you can, if you enter the correct number, you can enter into the room. In this case, if Arun shared that door number with anyone, it means Arun is giving the access to his room to the people whom he know or he don't know, because he is giving the security number to everyone. That is the means that in ServiceNow we have a concept called the security group. Arun add Prashant in this group, it means Prashant can access Arun room easily now. There is no blocker on that part. Maybe Prashant did not give the security access to Arun. In this case, Arun cannot access Prashant room, but Prashant can access the Arun's room here. Clear हुआ? किसी को कोई doubt, कोई question इस पे? This is called the visibility. That I am giving you the visibility to access my domain. When you start your college days, you cannot believe, or you are not friends of everyone. If someone coming to hostel, you will not say, okay, come to my room. You will only allow to those person to whom you know. But as the time passes, your friends, you get your friends, and then you ask everyone, okay, hey, come to my room, nobody, no problem. When you come to hostel, please come to my room as well. You are giving them a visibility here. If I have a access of the top domain, I can access anyone house, anyone room, like this example. As I am the landlord, then I can enter Arun's room or Prashant's room at any point of time without giving them information as well, because I have a access of my 2 BHK. I have a key of this room as well, and I have a key of this room as well. That is the purpose of the top domain. We keep those data in top domain, which will be utilized across the customers, across the tenants, I can say. How it will be look like, let me show you. To activate that, to bring the domain separation, we have to be activate a plugin called the domain separation. Let me go here and we'll activate one plugin. Okay. Let me search for the domain, this one. Domain support domain extension installer. Before that, let me show you what will not happen as of now. First point which is very required here is, if you see here, you are not getting any option called the domain here. Okay, number one point. Second point, if I go here and go to the user table, very less company use the domain separation, but it is important to understand. If you click on any of the new user account, the company name is not mandatory here. You will not able to find any company field here, right? Now what we'll do, we will activate the plugin here, this one. Domain support, this one. Activate with the demo data. It will take few minutes. In the meantime, we can go to the next point. Okay, clear till this point? Any doubt, any issue, any clarification required? Anyone? Arun, Tanvi, Dhanashri, Aishwarya, Vishwajit, Prashant.
No, it's clear.
Arun,
Does question come on this? Atul?
yes.
Okay.
Yes. If you mention in your CV that you have an idea of the domain separation, people will generally ask, what do you mean by the domain separation? How this can be different? How this can be utilized? See, domain separation is not a recommended approach by ServiceNow. They say better to go for the individual instance, because in the domain separation, it will be overhead for the admin to maintain the data, to store the data. Now, Cisco says ACM cannot see my data. Then how you will do this part? It is an overhead. ACM says this should able to see my data. Then you have to be give the access like that only. So domain separation is always the overhead, and you should obtain the domain separation only and only when you have an answer of this 5 question as a yes. This one, let me close this. Okay, if you have this 5 question as a yes, only then go for the domain separation. This thing. Let me take to the next point if anything here. Plugin we don't want, concept don't want, domain scope, domain assignment. See, these are the plus and minus as well. Single separate instance, single instance without domain. So what is the benefit of domain separation? What are the loss of the domain separation? Okay. Let me open here. Close this. Let me try to open this. Domain separation. You will get some things here as well for the read. I generally prefer this website as well. Tenant configuration, recap, domain level. I'm not getting it, but somehow I get this thing from here only. Let me pick this domain separation recap. Now I'll get the exact topics here. Domain separation objective. This one, what is domain separation? This one is really good. See, this is the domain separation actually. This is my ServiceNow instance. I have domain A, domain B, domain C, and these are my called the tenants A, B, C. Okay, this is the exact picture. Let me ping you this link. Good read. If you want to be read about the domain separation, this is a good link to be read. Okay. Now if I go here and benefits of domain separation, tenant management, this thing. So this is the question. If you say these 5 are yes, only then go for the domain separation. If anyone is no, go for the single instance. Okay, which we discussed earlier. They just give us a graphical representation as well. You want a logical separation? No, go for a single. You want a separation? Yes. Scale? Yes. Platform requirement? Yes. Process difference? Yes. Admin requirement? Yes. Domain separation? Yes. Go. Otherwise, if any of the answer is no, go for a single instance. Even though if you go to ServiceNow and say that my customer want a domain separation system, they will ask you these 5 questions. Okay, Arun or Vishwajit, tell me these answers, yes or no. Only then they will guide you to go ahead for the same. Okay, then activating domain, this thing that we are doing now. And
so this is totally different from the ServiceNow offerings, right? Like which they offer to the multiple different industries.
No. they are offering this to multiple industries, but it is up to you. Do you want to see? The thing is that suppose Arun, you are a company and you have 100 customers to whom you are supporting on the service now.
Right.
Okay. Out of 100, 30 customers come to you and say, Arun, ServiceNow license is so costly. I cannot buy it. Give me some alternative. I know that ServiceNow is a good tool. I want to continue, but I cannot pay the amount you are charging here. What you will do? As a market capture, you will try to reduce the cost. Number 1 point. If you reduce the cost, you need to pay to the ServiceNow for the licensing by your own pocket, which is not a feasible case, right?
Right.
Then what you do, you collect 5 or 10 customers like this, and you set up a meeting with them. See, boss, you all having a financial crunch, but you all are happy with my services, and I don't want to lose you guys. So if you all are okay, can we go for the one instance and you will be my tenant in that? In that case, license cost will be reduced. Okay, means in this case, how it has happened that if you are giving a flat to a family, you charge 20,000 rupees rent per month. But if you're giving that flat to the 4 separate tenants, you can charge 25,000 from that. Individually, it is a less, but whole soul, you are getting a benefit as well. Right? Think from the financial perspective as well, right? So if your 10 customers are ready, if your 10 customers are ready to go on the domain separation, you said, OK, you go for a deal with the ServiceNow. They give you one amount. On the top of that, you can charge to the customer that, OK, for every domain, I will charge $10. Earlier it was 20, now it is a 10. Overall, you are earning a lot, but it is good for the customer because they're paying less. All right. There is a benefit of giving the flat to the bachelors and the family. Family say I can pay only 18,000, but bachelors say, OK, sir, we will leave 5 people and everybody pay the 5,000 rupees to you. You are getting 25,000, right? But in this case, it will be overhead for you. 5 different people will call you for the complaint. Sir, water is not coming, food is not good. In the case of family, this is not the case. So benefit is also there, but it will increase your overhead, which I told you that service. If you go for the domain separation, it will be overhead for your admin team. OK. Now, if you see the domain hierarchy here, OK. If you see the domain hierarchy, this is the top domain which we just discussed, and these are the child domains. Under this, we have these child domains. It means anyone who is a member of this ACM America can have access for the Oceania Airlines as well. Because, sorry, this is the parent, right? ACM as well. Because this is a parent, or if anyone has access for this, they can access all these 3 domain easily. OK, so we need to create the domains actually. Like you can see here, they try to give a little more clear picture that how the domain separation look like. This is the way that you can see in the service now. Top domain, under top, we have a default domain as well. OK, what is the default means? You give your house to the tenants or the bachelors. They says, Arun, we are not able to keep these things in my room. Where should I keep? You say, OK, keep it in the storeroom. That is the default room here. The thing which is not getting any place, keep it in the default place. And then you can go for the same. Let's see if my plugin has been activated or not. It is still activating my plugin. Let me go here and see. Let me reload my page. So what changes you will find on the first place? If that plugin has been activated completely, you will find the company field will mandatory on the user code, because you have to tell which company you belong. Like in CSM, you have to tell that which account you belong. In ITSM, you have to tell which company you belong. so that I can create your account in that particular domain. If you are the part of that domain, only then you can access that data. Still, it is be activating the plugin. See, domain picker is there. Okay, good. Half has been done, half is be there. Okay, this is my domain picker. Top, under top, I have a default domain. Okay, let me bring the, let's see, company field on the form or not, because that is mandatory. Is it be done or not? It is. Reload and see. Still working. Let me do. Okay. I will bring company field on the form level now, so that I can tell you. I was thinking that this topic will be take 45 minutes, but it will take good time. No problem. Let me open the another window. Okay. I am exploiting my internet now. I should not. Okay, now it's done. Company, right? See, company is there. Let me bring that company to the form level. Let me bring on the top just to show you. Okay, now I save it and here I'll go. Okay, go here and search for the domain. Okay, this is the domain admin part. You can see here. Domains, domains map, domain separate tables, override viewer, and all the things will pick up on the domains. Two domains given by service now, top and default. I will create one more domain now. Where you want to create a domain? I want to create domain under the top. So I click here, new, and I will create a domain called the Learn Grow. Type, you can leave it. If you want to make it as a primary, means only one primary domain can be exist in the service now. So we will not pick up this as a primary. Parent means under which domain you want to create. I want to create in the top domain. Never ever create any domain without the parent, because top means a place where all data will be stored for you. And I click on the save here. When I click on the save, you can see here. Let me load. Maybe I need to load the page once again. See, company become mandatory. Why? Because I activated the domain separation plugin. This company will tell that Arun is working for which company, Tanvi is working for which company, and via this company, there's a, I guess we need to be add one more, two or more fields. Let me add that as well. Manage domain. Okay, let's see. Let it be load. Okay, leave it in the meantime. So now you can see the companies here, right? Your domain and your company name can be same. Generally, we have a practice that my domain name and my company name should be same. So let me get a new company here. Domain separation actually a very interesting topic, and implementation is actually tough. Remember this thing. Both are taking a lot of time to be open it. One is my internet, second is my system. Any good recommendation for the new laptop? Anyone? Okay, this one come. This is loading. Let me bring a new field called the domain. Domain path. Is there any term called the managed domain? Managed domain. Now I'll bring these three fields on the top. Save. Now I go here and I will create a new company record. My company is LNG. Let's keep only one and see under which domain I'm creating. Top, learn and grow. If you see here, where is our company? Learn and grow. Why it's not appearing? Need to be see why it is not appearing. Oh, they have given new as well. And let me save this. I created one company and now I will use this company into my user record. Okay. Now let me say LNG company is LNG. Okay. Now where is this domain path? Manage domain. Click on this. It is showing. See, it is showing the global one. Never ever, it is again a best practice. Never ever create any user in the global domain. Always create a user in a specific company domain. And what is my company domain is learn and grow, right? Let me move that. This one. So that when I put this user in this domain, it means I am giving this user access to my domain as well. If Arun say yes, he is my friend, it means Arun is giving him access to enter in his group at any point of time. And now I click on the save here. So you can see this is my domain. Top learn group. It means LNG can access any data which is available in the learn and grow domain. Okay, that is the one thing, and that is a way that we have to be activate the plugin. Now, if I come to the second tab, two important points which need to be understand here. Let me click on the update. I click on the update, it will go to this one. Let me go to the domain and click on the domains here. And here my learn and grow domain. Why it's not showing? I'm surprising. Okay, and here you have two things: contains domains, contained by. Very important, very important concept, and this will be the last topic for the domain separation part. Contains by say that I am the friend of Arun. Arun contains me as a friend. Vice versa, I'm not saying. I'm just saying one statement. I am the friend of Arun. It means if Arun add me in his friend list, then I can access his room and my room as well. Okay, not vice versa. Contained by. Who is holding them in a one bucket is the landlord. Basically, these two concepts are really confusing, really confusing actually, unless you will not do the practical part. Why I included this topic in my training? Because I work practically in the domain separation. And then I came to know, oh, this is a very nice in service now. But after doing the R&D, my myth was over that it is not easy. It is the worst thing in this particular stuff, domain separation. Because by mistake, if Prashant added me in his domain, I can access Prashant data, even though it's intentionally or knowingly. But if you give access, you are gone. The reason ServiceNow is not good because you have to be work very carefully on this part. Until unless Arun say this is my room. But if Arun add me as well, Arun add my domain as well in his content domain, then I can access Arun room as well clearly. Okay. I'm sure you have a complete confused, but don't worry. The things which you can understand easily. Again, for your level, it is not be required to understand the domain separation end to end. You should know the purpose of the domain separation, meaning of the domain separation, what is the meaning of the contains and contained by, that's all. Nothing much I want, or neither being a fresher, people will expect you, but you can mention this term in your CV that you have basic idea about the domain separation, how to create, when to create, you can see all the things here. Any question, any doubt? Anyone? Tanvi, Prashant, Aishwarya.
No, sir, it's clear.
Dhanashri, Ashwani, Vishwajit.
I think it's a recommended process, and will there be
No.
multiple workflows?
No. Remember, ServiceNow not recommend domain separation very easily. If you want to go, you have to get answer of these 5 points. This one. Get the answer of these 5 points from your customer first. This one, or where is the, I guess, downstairs. This one. It is not recommended. It is only recommended if this 5 points has an answer yes. Otherwise, no. Clearly no. Even ServiceNow say no. Because understand with a common normal example, Shwarya. If 5 people will call you 5 times in a day, that water is not coming in your house, it will be overhead for you. But instead of that 5 bachelor, if one family is staying, they will never call you. Or they will call you only in the once or twice in a year. That is the overhead value actually. To maintaining the domain separation is the biggest task. Very biggest task, or very overhead for that admin on the support team. So it is not a recommended, but it is good only when your answers are yes and you are ready. See, admin requirement, when you are ready to take it as an overhead, only then it is good to be go ahead. Otherwise, no. Okay.
So we'll be having multiple workflows, right?
You can create, yes, you can create multiple workflows, but again, you can create, but the only thing is that more workflow, more overhead. It is tough for you to be maintained, and when you upgrade your system, you have to make sure that all the domains should be worked properly as working as earlier, right? Implementation implementation is not tough. Domain separation implementation is not tough, but maintenance and upgrade are tough here, or time consuming. Even I'll say these words. It's a time consuming, not tough. It is a time consuming, and that is the reason people generally avoid this thing. Let's not go for the domain separation. You can follow that link which I shared with you and read all these things. That what is the purpose of the contains and contained, you will get an idea here. I'm telling you, for you, the basic things is to know that what is the domain separation. Until unless you will do the practical part, or until unless you will do the practical things in ServiceNow, you will not understand it. For theoretical, it's look easy, and that what I want to show you. Okay, go and understand this part. But until unless you will do the practical thing, you will not able to understand. At least create 5-7 domains, create a different incidents. Then you will understand that how the domain separation works. Because this is not widely used in the market, so people generally avoid to do this part as well. Okay, so in this particular document, you have to go through at least objective, then domain separation part, activate what we done already, that plugin activation you can do, domain hierarchy, domain assignment you can go and go by this way, this one, domain visibility. This much you read, that will be work for you. Okay, and the other purpose of domain separation is that specifically earlier what happened, that IT team has their own service desk, finance team has their own service desk, HR team has their own service desk. But now this is not the case. You call to Vodafone and you say, I want to claim it, my refund. That person say, okay, I can help you. Do you know that he's from IT or the HR? You don't know. That is another concept of the domain separation, that put the common people who are supporting your 100 of customers from the different domains in a one group and call it the domain separation. Right? Yes or no, or all confused? Let me go to my standard place. Okay, thanks, Vishwajit. I'll check that part. Okay. Yes. So this is the purpose of the domain separation for you as a basic understanding. Either you are a consultant, either you are a developer. Anyway, you should know these basic things very clearly. That's more than enough. If you can tell in the interview, you know the domain separation. The tenant management is one of the basic funda. What is the purpose of the domain? Top domain. Top domain contains the overall data which will be utilized by everyone. Like in my example, my main door safety, main gate safety door is the top domain. Everyone need to be unlocked, that only then they can enter in my house. Clear? But if Arun say no, I want some changes in my room. Okay, what you want? I want 2 wardrobes. I want 1 study table. Okay, I can do it that part for you. That is customized when I'm doing for the particular room only. Prashant said, no, I don't want any wardrobe. I just want a study table. Okay, give it to them. These things. If tomorrow 10 people will come to me, no, I want study table. What I will do, I'll put 2 study table in the common room. Why should I spend or do the customization when this has been used by everyone? This is consulting. You have to be think. You have to be apply when you're going for the domain separation part. Clear fundamental till this point, or any doubt, any question? Okay, good. This is very good article. If you read it now, it is very good. Not very big, but it's good to be read. Okay, I read it few things, only then I was able to, and you can do the exercise as well. See, they have given the exercise. If you follow this, you will able to complete the exercise as well, like this, create this user, put this domain, all these things. Then you will able to do that part, understand that part. But that is not important for you as of now, until unless your customer or your company has a specific demand in this area. Clear? You can try here, multiple topics you can try here. Let's see if I can find something for more good for you. Underlearn, right? Test management. Let's see if I get something. Yep. Okay, request script step. Contributing, obtaining a PDI, demand, learning management, expense. No, we are not getting something like this. Maybe let's see the scripting, client script. I doubt that we will get something here. Good. Exercise is also there. Test client script types. A good place to be learned, free of cost. See, do this thing and try to write the scripts. So you can do your exercise very easily here. Client script types, creating a client scripts. I never tried this here. Wow, nice. See, you will get the idea that what these things basically contain the client script. Okay. And then you can go for this G underscore form, which we discussed yesterday. G underscore user onload script template like this. A lot of things are already which we discussed already, but you can refer this part as well. Okay, so try to find out something here. It will be good for you. UI policy action. Okay, let's not go in that area. Let me come back to my Excel sheet. Okay, so this has been done now. Okay. Now this concept is also there. Dictionary override. Okay. Because we are not able to do much on that part, but I will tell you the theoretical part. We all know that all the tables, like if I go on the top here, my incident table, my change table, and my problem table. From where you extend this table? You extend this table from the yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Right. Now, what the dictionary override says. Suppose in a task table, I have a field called the caller. Okay. Which is mandatory. Okay. When you extend task table, table. Okay. And you don't want caller to be you want caller to be non-mandatory. Means, if I take a simple example, you get some property from your father, but you say that I am not liable for your liability. I will not pay any liability. It means you are doing the overriding of his commands. And this thing is called the dictionary override. Means if you want to change the behavior of any field which you are extending or which you are bringing from the parent table, called the dictionary override. How you can do? You can go here. And DICTO. Let me see override is there or not. Domain override. Dictionary override. Okay, this one. System definition, go to dictionary. Okay, these fields are a dictionary only. Like this, you can see here. Okay. So, student's name, who brings the student's name here? Okay, let me search for the column name. Color is there or not? Okay, color is there, and this is this one, and a table name is there or not? Reference, yes, I have a table reference. What happened? Anyone message me or something? Sure, buddy. Now this thing. Table reference is false. Okay. Let me see. This is a caller. Okay. Open this. Now, if you want to, because see, why student name is coming? Someone rename it or what? It is name and someone make it as a student name. Sys underscore dictionary. I'll do that part. Okay. So this is the name of my particular column. Okay. Now, if you want to override any value, you can do it here. You want to make it as read only. You want to make it mandatory. You want to make it as a display. Means the thing which you do from the UI policy that only work on the form level. But in the dictionary, if you do this thing, it will change the behavior from the parent table itself. Okay, so that is the purpose of the dictionary override. Generally, we not do dictionary override. We avoid this thing because that can get a problem by the at the time of the upgrade. Okay, but if required, generally it is not required, but if required, only then we go for the dictionary override of these particular things. You can make it a field read only, you can make field as a mandatory, or you can make a field as a display. You are not, see, you are not doing the UI policy. I'm saying you are just doing the dictionary overriding. Okay, let's take another example here. Caller table reference default on this. Let me take this caller as a user. Okay. I mean, this is the place where you will find every column of your table. Any column you are creating, you'll find it here. It's loading for me. Yeah. See, this has been used for the new underscore call option. Okay. If you want to make it as a mandatory, you can do it here. You can do it here. Let me see if any new underscore call is there or not. New call, right? If I go here, see here the caller is not mandatory, right? But if I make it from here, mandatory, and let's save this and now reload this page. Don't think I am doing the UI policy. No, I am not doing the UI policy. I am just doing the dictionary override. It was mandatory, but not now. It's showing mandatory, but it's not working properly. Maybe some other thing overriding this. That is, it's not showing as a mandatory to me. But in short, for you, if someone asks you what do you mean by the dictionary override, you can say the dictionary override means when you want to change the behavior of a what I can say of a attribute from the parent part, then you can use the dictionary override. Let me change the name here. Not sure who mentioned the student name. Table name is there. Why it's speaking of the student's name here? See, dictionary override table names. Let me go back. Okay, I'll do that. I'll do that correction later. Any doubt, any question in this point? From the interview perspective, just 2 lines are required for you to be understand. What do you mean by the dictionary override? Read about little bit and then you can proceed further. Okay. And generally it has been asked, what is the difference between dictionary override and the UI policy? In the interview, this has been asked many times. Okay. Now, any doubt, any question, anyone? Tanvi, Dhanashi, Arun, Vishwajit. Yes or no? Everybody is silent. Everybody is fine.
No, Atul, no questions.
Okay. Good. So if no question, let me stop the recording here first. Okay.